Welcome back. Rightio. So started the morning with a little drive. Didn't want to bore you with that, but went and had the boat weighed. Used the public weigh bridge. Sent all that stuff off to the maritime surveyor down south. Went in and got a second quote for the upholstery. That should be 1 to 2 weeks before we hear back from that. And now I've just got back to the house and I'm just going to cut in these last 2 bits of timber. And then tomorrow will be the start of the glass epoxy sequence. So without further ado, we'll just rip straight in. Dude, I don't know why that last template was so hard, but that killed me. I did offcut, so I was a lot more taping than what I did on the other side, but oh man, it was just so hard to get it's got a real big curve on it. Heaps more aggressive than the other side, but got it done. Last couple of cuts, let's get this timber cut, get it in the boat, and start focusing on other stuff. Rightio, floor finally done. We are complete. So now it's onto the epoxy. But it's about to hit 5 o'clock, so I'm done for the day. But yeah, it'll be epoxy, and then after I've started curing it all, I'll just start getting all this off, get the heat gun out and start ripping all the grip tape off, and start going to Ray Marine, start looking at new bait boards and start messing around with the aesthetics, which that's the part everyone loves. Start looking at making the boat look pretty. So yeah, getting there slowly but surely. Yeah, all right. Oh, I'm gonna head home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back, weapons. Rightio, big day today. We've got the big fella out here rewiring the boat. So pretty keen to see how we're looking at the end of today. Floor's obviously all done. I'll just need to rip this up so Pete can get access, and then I'll give him a hand where he needs it, and then when he doesn't need a hand, I'll just be painting and doing whatever else I can do in the interim. But yeah, keen to crack in. Makes sense why he's not getting any fuel already.
Yeah. Because it should be, as per here, it's 3. The thing is, you're going to have to get the same thing. Because, as I said, this is threaded in to the tank.
So you're saying that we can't? You're basically saying we can't unthread it?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, when we get a new one, when I get a new one, I'll have to get the same.
So we just have to get the exact same sand model?
Yeah.
Right, gotcha, okay.
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
It's only a very small sender because it's only a very small tank. Because what? It'd be
110 litre.
That all?
Yeah. My boat's only 90.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
They replaced mine. The Haynes comes with a glass one.
Yeah.
Going down the middle. But the previous owner took it out and put a full length aluminium in.
Yeah.
It's 230.
Oh, lovely.
So
that's heaps, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were discussing, like, a bunch of the guys in the comments on the channel suggested ripping the tank out and upgrading, because a 150 would fit fine through there.
Yeah, well, you've got 6 inches sort of thing.
That's right, but they're on a budget, so
building a tank is a lot, and
well, not even building.
Buying a tank is probably.
I was going to say, yeah, even if we just bought it and replaced it, it's still, you know, we're still spending an extra, you know,
at least
couple $1,000 that they sort of don't want to spend. So, and this is getting them enough range that. Yeah. Whatever, it suits them. So, you know, everyone's different. I would have probably upgraded, got a bigger tank, but
it's not hard to do later down the track.
That's exactly right.
You save a little bit, have a bit of fun with it, and then you can put a bigger one in. Okay, if you want to fiddle with that,
I'll have a fiddle with this and see if I can get it out.
Start disconnecting some wiring under the dash.
Yeah. All right, so ChatGPT can be a beautiful thing. So I looked up that particular model of marine sensor. It's not good news, but we'll figure something out. So I'll do my best to show you the photo that I'm looking at. So that right there says that the older sand models basically have 5 fasteners around. This one's hidden by all the corrosion. So it's free spinning because there's 5 brass fasteners holding it into the fasteners that are inside the tank. So the module that's underneath is also free spinning. So that'll just spin all day long. So somehow I need to clean the corrosion off the sensor and try and attack those fasteners and loosen them up. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come up with a plan B, but I don't imagine this is going to be an easy task. So
Most of the Brunos these days,
crack in, see how we go.
Only,
So where we're at, I'm currently spraying the shit out of the fitting with inox. Try and penetrate the corrosion as much as I can. I'm just letting it sit for a little bit, smashing it with the wire brush, and then chip away at it with that. I need to access these fittings in here. Pete's there doing his thing. But, yeah, I need to access those brass fittings, because if we can't, the alternative is tank comes out, we empty it and we need to attack it with power tools and essentially cut it out and then refit the new sensor, which is what we didn't want to do. But yeah, like we were just saying to each other, that's boats, right? Happy days. Keep at it, see how we go. Right, there's no moving that. We're removing the tank. Tank's coming out. Righto, a bit of an update. So Pete's taken off to go and buy a couple more bits and bobs. That's what the spotties are going to look like. Pretty sweet. That's going to be heaps neater up there. We needed to get a new antenna. We also need to completely replace the fuel tank. It's going to be more beneficial. That way we can replace. They come with all new fittings. It'll have a new sensor already in it. It's just a better way of doing it. I think it's going to be about 1.5 weeks to get from Sant Marine down to Victoria. So we're just going to order that. It's just going to come straight to the door and we'll just fit a whole new tank. That'll save heaps of issues, saves us pulling it out, cleaning it, making it safe, and then starting to hack at it with power tools to try and get a new sensor in there. What else? That's the bulk of it right now. I'm about to take off. I'm going to go back to the paint shop. I spoke to Luke last week, and he said to me that the glass epoxy is not the ideal resin for UDEC. We spoke to the guru down in Melbourne that he gets his stuff from, and he said the best stuff you can use is Flow Coat because it's got a wax in it, and the way that it seals the resin, it makes it a lot easier for the UDEC to adhere to it. So we are going to go back to the paint wholesale place. I think they've got Flow Gel. I don't know if they have Flow Coat. If they only have Flow Gel, I'll get the catalyst for that, and I'll also get a wax to add to it. But we'll see when we get there. Hopefully they've got the Flow Coat. Yeah, that'll be it for then, and then it'll just be back here to give Pete a hand. But yeah, we'll crack on. Righto, bit of driving around. It was actually a mission. So I managed to find some Flow Coat. I had to go all the way down to Rosshaven Marine to get it. Which took me about 2 hours, but while I was away, Pete's managed to get all this done, which is looking schmick. So we'll have to have a good look in the before and after, but it's a lot neater. It's all placed to one side now. Nice little spotties there. Slightly bigger than the old ones, I think, but these are on spindles as well, so you can actually move them around. New anchor light. Wide in a new antenna for the VHF, and he's around the front having a fiddle now. Don't want to get in his road, but got 2 new spotties at the front as well. He's going to come back again in the morning and finish up in the morning. Then the wiring will all be done. Bilge is done by the look of it. Minus a bit of neatening up. That's all good to go. The tank. That's a situation. So I'm looking for means of transport basically. So the freight is pretty much as it's the same price as the tank. So I'm going to try and find a way to get it thrown onto a truck or on transit with something that's already heading up this way from either one of our local boat shops or just calling a favour from a mate. But I don't want them paying the same price as the tank for bloody freight. So we've got to figure something out there, but we're just going with the exact same tank. They still manufacture them, so just going to get the exact same tank, fix it up. Yeah, outside of that, let's crack on. I've got a little hatch for the back there for the build, so I'm going to cut that in now. Start sanding it back so I can get this flow coat on. Rightio, so slight change of plans. That's going to look neatest through the back there. We've got that alley running through the center. We'll chuck that in there. We'll just cut the alley there, and then we can cut it out in both pieces of timber. That way it'll look like no one's going to stand there anyway. And then up here to fix this battery situation, just until Mick wants to upgrade, maybe get a 200 amp that can run sideways, or I don't know, whatever he decides to do. We'll just tack screw a saddle here and then on the stringer over there, just to hold them in so they're not sliding out like he's seen in the other episode where I was talking to Andrew and they just come flying out, even just moving around the boat. So we don't want that. So just neaten them up a little bit, and yeah, we'll roll with that, I think. Sweet as. And that's how it will look, and that's how I'm finishing today. Back tomorrow, Pete's going to crack on the electrical stuff, and hopefully I can get my hands on that bloody piece of aluminium so that I can drill that in. I can do a mock-up drill of the entire floor, and then I'll start flow coating. Back at it bright and early. Big fella's just re-welded the light bar on the front. Sorry, re-soldered, I should say. Heaps neater. We're going to do the cable for the motor guide today too. Get rid of all this old weather-worn stuff. Try and neaten it all up. And I've got to make a few phone calls. I need to try and find out how we're going to get this new tank here. Freight is going to be the same price as the tank, which is ridiculous. So we're going to try and find a way to get it to Brisbane, and then from Brisbane to here. It's classified as rural up here, so they want to charge us through the roof for freight. So this morning for me is just going to be trying to figure out how we can get the tank here as soon as possible, because the tank's obviously going to hold things up being where it is. And then once I've got that squared away, we'll move on from there, on to the next thing. See how easy this shit's gonna come off. I'll have a crack at this grip tape. Oh, this isn't even budging.
I think you're going to need a lot of heat.
Say again?
I think you're going to need a lot of heat.
I think you're right. Alright, plan B. So, I've managed to get, this is absolute torture. This stuff is so bad. So I've managed to lift one edge of it. I've figured out a method that sort of works. So I get my little scraper and I hold it under there and I heat the whole lot up at once rather than trying to heat it then scrape it. I literally just hold the blade under there, heat everything up, and I'm going to get a bigger one because this is obviously, I just wanted to get the edges up, and then slowly but surely it'll work. It's going to take me a year, but Peanut Gallery sitting up there in the cab, it's just turned around and kindly told me that it's begging for a time lapse. So this will probably be the longest time lapse I've ever done in my life. By the time I've got through this, it's probably going to be Christmas. So strap in for a, 3-month time lapse. This should be great. All right, next issue to overcome is that's all I've got done. That's already dead. So it absolutely smokes the battery on the heat gun. So I need to plug in. Anyone got a plug-in heat gun they want to give me? All right, so we were just talking about world records for the longest time lapse, right? Get this. I said, surely David Attenborough's up there. And Pete turns around and says, yeah, that's got to go down. What'd you say?
I had dinner with him.
You need to tell us the story immediately.
So
I want to hear this.
when I was a kid living in Papua New Guinea, my principal was also a bird tour operator up in the Papua New Guinea forest.
Right.
So David Attenborough came up to do his Bird of Paradise show.
I think I watched that one.
And yeah, we went over to my principal's place for dinner one night, and he was there with everything. So it's quite interesting. So
That's got to, yeah.
yeah, and it was a massive show about all of the, because there's thousands of birds of paradise in PNG, and he just went through them all, and yeah, he was up there for a couple of, I think 3 or 4 weeks, going out in the bush and finding different birds, and
that's
it was really quite interesting.
Jesus, that's insane. Imagine that. The big dog himself. How good. I would have killed for that. No, I got 4 batteries charging. So, got a freshie on there now. Keep cracking on. It's just going to be a perseverance job, I think. Just got some wires to help me pull that shit off. I went to Bunnings and got some stuff that one of my mates that installs a U-deck told me to get to remove the adhesive. Apparently it's a good way of doing it. I just got some Dissolve It and one of these 100mm nylon brushes, just a drill bit brush. Apparently that's the go for removing the old adhesive. I'll chuck this down, and then I've got the flow coat there too I can grab. So this is the stuff we're going to use now. Got rid of the glass epoxy. I'm using this stuff. There's my catalyst. I've got to chuck in with it. It's a 2% add. I don't think I'll be using that. That's like decimal algebra to me. I'll just add it up myself and then mix it in. But yeah, that's what's going to be going on the timber now. Apparently the U-deck prefers that wax to adhere to it, so that'll be what goes on now. Yeah, that looks heaps better. Heaps neater. So, all good. So you don't reckon we'll need to put the backing behind that? You reckon you're just going to put the isolator up here? Or the junction box up here?
It's already here, yeah. There's actually a piece of timber there.
Oh, is there? Ready for it? True.
Because I saw this raised section here. I wondered, what the heck is this raised section? And I went to pre-drill it, and there's a block of timber behind there.
Perfect.
So I've just mounted it to that. And it's got a little light. I got the one with the LEDs, so that when a fuse blows,
it'll light up
the light fuse LED comes on, so you can see which. You're not searching around.
Oh, how good. Oh, that'll be even neater again. That's sick. Happy days. First strip done. A mess. Brother, this stuff is not fun to work with, eh? I've been at this for, I don't know, a good couple of hours. I reckon it's taken me to get that one strip off. It's going to be a long, slow process, but there's really no other way to get it off. I can't cover it in like anything really acidic because then it's just going to smash the paint. I mean, this stuff, just the adhesive alone, like you can see it's like there's paint coming off with it. But, you know, hopefully after we clean it up, I've got that desolving that nylon brush. So hopefully after we clean it up and the U deck goes down, like it'll just look mint anyway. I'll just clean it up as best I can. But yeah, this stuff's brutal, eh? I don't know what the dude was thinking that put it on, but so what was it using this thing?
Yeah.
So that's how they were, John. It's just a crimp joint. It's just soldering it in straight to the head unit. It's better. Right, the first time and all that, eh? Killer. I like the new boat. That GPS cable looks really out of place now, eh?
Yeah.
If anyone's got a GPS cable from Motor Guide, what is it? A 72? XI5. I think it's a 72 pound XI5. So, 80 pound. 80 pound 24 volt XI5. Got the GPS pinpoint kit that they don't want. As long as we don't have to pay $800, I'd be happy to make you an offer and get him a new cable because nice new power cable now and that GPS cable's looking well out of place. So locking in. Yeah, perfect.
It's full tension.
Yeah, it's a stretch, but all
But
right.
it's good. Got good relief. That's got good restraint at the top there.
Yeah, yeah.
There is. It's got restraint here, so it's secured.
Yeah, happy.
I'm just going to put the outboard side on. It is. I think it might be a slightly different size, but
Right, okay.
it still fits.
Oh, well, it's got to be better than the one that was on there, right?
Yeah.
Righto. I'm going to give that a spray with some inox. That's all rusted up and shit too. That pin, when Pete was trying to lower it so that he could install it, that pin wasn't engaging. So I'm just going to give it a good spray with inox and move it around a bit. Get it working properly again. Just got back from doing a little bit of shopping. Holy shit, go and get up. And having a fang, and the big fella's finished. All done. Last bits and pieces, putting the stickers on the panel. What one's that one?
I think it's the number.
When you get up the front.
Oh no, it's a spare. Yeah.
Oh, that's the spare accessory. How good. Guys, if you're in the Townsville area and you want any electrical work done on your rig, Seaborn Electrics. Get hold of Pete. Ugh. Very reasonably priced, excellent work. I'm going to turn them on tonight and have a sticky bake. starting to take shape, isn't it? It's starting to look like a nice boat. Cannot thank you enough, mate. Like I said, guys, if you need any work done around Townsville, go see this dude. He's an absolute legend. You didn't have to do that. He'd already been paid. Job was done, and he's just like, "Wait, give me the cable. I'll sort this out for you." So, absolute weapon. Thank you, mate. I'm gonna chuck this cover on because I don't know if you guys can see, but she's looking a little bit ominous. So I'm just going to chuck it over the bimini, and then if it does start pissing down, I can quickly cover her up and bail. Alright, well, all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. It's come up pretty good. The process is definitely a win. Cheers, Luke. Well, I mean, it's messy shit, but it works. And it's much easier than scraping at it. There's some bigger parts that I'm going to have to scrape at. It wouldn't come off, but for the most part, that's wicked. I'll take it. Welcome back, team. Just ripped the cover off, ready to hook back in again. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. We really appreciate everyone that's following along. I know it sucks. I've had a fair few questions about when the next episode's coming out, and I'll be banging it out this weekend for you guys to watch, but that's a good thing for us that people are asking when it is. It's bad for you guys that I've got nothing but time. And I've noticed really quickly that the most frustrating thing about this build is just waiting on people, parts, transport for the parts, etc. So it's a blessing for us that people are actually enjoying it. But yeah, it sucks like that we've just got to wait for bits and pieces, and that's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, we're just going to do what we can while we're waiting for the bits and pieces, and it'll happen when it happens. And I'll just keep trying to pump the content out as regularly as I can within reason. But without further ado, we'll hook in for today. I'm looking at, I got the gunnel done yesterday, and I am looking at probably some sanding today. I pinched a couple of tools off a buddy, so I need to get the tools back to him. So I'm going to try and get all the sanding done, which luckily now that we've changed to flare coat isn't going to be as much as what it was. Believe it or not, this little bit of alley that runs from the center stringer through to the hatch has been something that we've waited on the longest, and it literally, I reckon, would be a 5-second job. Like, I understand everyone's busy in that, so I'm not, like I said, I've got nothing but time, but yeah, waiting on that little piece of alley so that I can just pre-drill the whole floor. I might just pre-drill the rest of it and just leave that section until the alley arrives. But yeah, it's just funny that that's one piece that I'm sort of waiting on. We obviously now have to sort out this tank transport. We need to rip the tank out and get a new tank. So I'm in conversations with Sant Marine at the moment down in Melbourne. If anybody runs a transport company or can get us transport from Melbourne to Townsville, I'd be forever in your debt. At this stage, I'm looking at trying to get it to Brisbane, and then I've got some people that can probably get it from Brisbane to here for next to nothing, but we'll just see what happens. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to crack on with today. Probably try and get the grip tape off this gunnel. It's so time consuming. It's like baked in there. As you can see, it's tearing paint off sort of as it's coming up in parts. But the desolve and the old nylon brush have done a pretty good job considering. And then once we sort of buff that out, and I might even look at giving it a little bit of touch-up paint, some primer paint. We've got to put the U-deck down anyway. It'll probably turn out pretty good. But yeah, that's just, man, it's just baked on there. It's been on there for so long, and it's so abrasive that yeah, it's a pain in the ass to get off, especially around these lips here, like that around there. Like, yeah, it's a nightmare. But just perseverance, just keep smashing it with the heat gun and the paint scraper, and the plastic one's just no good. So if anyone's like, you know, you shouldn't be using a steel one on the paint, like, yeah, get it. But the plastic one's just not, it's not even budging. Like, it'll literally fold the plastic one in half. You need to put a bit of force behind it, even with the heat gun. So it is what it is. Yeah, we'll crack on and get it done. All right, having a break from this heat gun. It's killing me. I've got 5 batteries going. I'm just rotating through all of them. It's just smashing them. Probably much better to have a plug-in one, but you work with what you got. So I'm just going to start sanding these boards, finalising the boards. So we'll get some sanding done. Let's go. So I'm not just going to sand this. I'm also going to check it for levels. I'm doing it. Because when I chuck the flow coat on, the flow coat will self-level and seep in. Sweet, that's fucking perfect. The side needs to come up a fraction. Alright. So it's just that corner, this side. It's pretty good though. That's not too bad, to be fair. It means that I'm not going to have to worry too much about fiddling around trying to level it off. I can just sand it on the sawhorses and then flow coat it on here as well. Then I'll get a couple more sawhorses, do the exact same thing, so I can get at least 2 bits going at once. I think that's how we'll roll. Oh yeah, another day down. Both gunnels are done. Come up pretty good considering they were an absolute mess beforehand. Like, obviously there's quite a bit of paint stripped just from the strong adhesive of that grip tape coming up, but sort of the same too up closer to this rod holder. Same on the other side, you can see it bubbling there, but other than that, I've come up pretty good considering what I had to get off. That's got to go. Obviously now we know. Had a win there, a bit worried about that, but we've managed to get a good price thanks to Miles down at Saint Marine. Got a good price, and that's getting cooked up now. 20 to 25 days to cook the tank, and then once it's cooked, it's 3 to 5 business days for freight. So we're looking at just over 3 weeks for the tank to get here to be installed. So probably just going to leave that where it is for now. I might take it out next week, drain it, get rid of it, plug the hoses up, and clean underneath that. Just got those left. I've sanded the other 2 bits of timber, ready for flow coat. And then once I've cleaned out the hull, properly, get a Scotch-Brite pad and some warm soapy water and give it a good clean again. Start cutting the foam in, and then, flow coat. Then it's just waiting on bits and pieces. We'll probably be moving then. The guys are going to have a crack at some grip tape over the weekend. Told them to brace themselves for that. That's heaps of fun. And then if they don't do that, I'll just finish that off over the next couple of weeks. And we'll continue on. Thanks again for everyone that's tuning in. Keep the comments coming, good, bad, whatever. I'm loving this. I'm making mistakes, obviously, nothing too serious, but, learning as I go. But I'm just glad that I can give these guys a good finished product and they're not paying through the roof to get it done. And, we will go home and start editing. All I want to do is go home and have a beer, but I won't get the video done. So I'll go home, edit this up, get it up for you guys this weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Appreciate yous.